Hello. Just Pam here so far. Hello, Pam. How are you? I trust you're happy Christmas, if it is Christmas yet there. I guess it is. So just coming up to midday. Something like that. So I've got the how can I put it? The complete computer tech brain fart at the moment. So Fisher and Fever. Hello, James. How you doing? So if anyone would be kind enough to be able to figure it out, share a link around, because for some reason the link to this didn't show up on my tablet or anything, so we shall see who we can get in. Hey Don, how you doing? Yep, Merry Christmas all. I trust everyone's having a good one so far. I have had a superb Christmas. Been thoroughly spoilt again. Are you going live shortly, James? Okie doke. No worries. I'll say if you want, we can all hop over onto your channel. That's not a problem for me. So what Christmassy, fishy or shrimpy bits did we all get this year? So I got 2 fishy type gifts. Well, technically 3. That's fine, James. I just don't want to cross streams, as it were, take viewers away from each other kind of thing. That sort of, just being polite. So, I mean, yes, I got the... hey, Matt, how you doing? So I got the present from my fish, which was the... and Corey's just gone live, so there we go. So I got the baby plecos. We've got about a dozen small, tiny plecos. Hey Rod, Merry Christmas to you too. Then I got a £20 Amazon gift card from the kids, and Mary got me a 6-month subscription to Practical Fish Keeping magazine. So yeah, well, I'm never going to compete against Corey, am I? You got more chance of getting a comment read out here than you have on Corey's stream. Whether I can answer any questions is a different matter, but so yeah, I got the gift card, which I will obviously use for aquarium type goodness. The 6-month subscriptions to the magazine and the baby plecos. And as we got at least one modeler in here in the form of Matt, who's probably going to swear at me. Mary got me a little model kit as well. There we go. The perfect thing for me. Hey Marit, how you doing? Happy Christmas, my dear. So yes, Russian T-72 tank, 1,200 parts. Keep you busy for a week or so. Why? Thank you very much, Tom. So I'm not going to knock Corey, because what the guy does for the hobby and everything else. No, I'm not going to knock him. I've learned a lot from his channel, but the problem is when you get that big, if you have a live stream like this, you're not going to get your comments read. Let's be honest, unless you put a super chat, pretty much. And now I don't hold him at fault for that. but the amount of comments going through at the speed, pretty much you can only see the super chats going past, I'd have thought. I know how it gets on a Friday night with the ISM live show. When you got up to 200 people in chat, and trying to keep track of that is oh, you got rid of super chats. Probably too many people complaining that their messages or their questions only got read if they super chatted. But yeah. I say, Don, it's what I do. Russian tanks. I'll say it's congratulations to the guy on his success. I'm not going to have a go. There are plenty of people on YouTube that I would have a go at, but Corey's not one of them. And I'll say, and speaking of $5 super chat, Sharpies, please read my comment, please. There we go. You'll never have to super chat in here to get your comments read out. You might have to type them in twice, but it's I seriously doubt we're ever going to get busy enough in here for me to not be able to keep up with the chat unless I'm having to look away or have to go and wrestle the alligator. Again, I mean, I kind of feel bad doing this, but if I don't, someone will say something. So my PayPal, if anyone was feeling super generous, again, typing in the wrong box. There we go. Come on, steam powered laptop. See, if I was any good with computers, I'll be able to figure out how to put that in like links and descriptions and stuff. And I'm not that bright. Not with computers anyway, with most other stuff. Yeah. No white Christmases here in the UK, Matt. I think we had one in my life, and that was technically a white Christmas. In other words, there was some snow, but you wouldn't call it a white Christmas. It was more, there's snow, there's slush, it's gone. Best we can hope is a good frost. But no, it's been a nice, bright, dry, sunny day today. It's I've actually got the back door open. Not my back door, the house back door. Just to get a bit of a cool air in. Yeah, it's the same. Get a bit of cool air in and see if the old fur buddy will make his appearance. Yeah, merry unwhite Christmas. Exactly, Brian. How are you doing, Brian? You having a good one? Wet Christmas. Pam, you live like just outside the Arctic Circle on a mountain, so I'm not overly surprised you might get a white Christmas. Yeah, it's green. Yeah, so I'll settle for dry and sunny. That's better than the usual grey and damp that we normally get. And so Brian will know all about that. Hey Jess, happy Christmas. Mwah. How are you, my dear? Hey Chevy Fish. Merry Christmas, Sharpies, no one. I have to run this on 2 streams at the moment. No white Christmas in Illinois. Shame. No need to divide yourself. dirty Nerite snails. That's what you want this time of Christmas Day, Brian. You don't want Christmassy stuff. Oh, Jess, that's lovely of you. I'm sure she does love it. I don't think there's anyone that wouldn't love some of Pam's artwork in their home. I just don't have a classy enough house to have somewhere to put it. I would have to build an art room, which would probably get filled up with fish tanks and model kits. But hey ho. So I had a quiet one. Dennis, how you doing? Happy Christmas. Calendar, yeah, always good. Calendar's always needed. And if they got some really cool artwork on them, then even better. If I could draw worth a damn, then I might, but there's plenty of artistic people around the fish keeping hobby and the modelling hobby. So yeah, I had a nice one. Quiet morning. Mary came round midday. We exchanged presents, had a good snuggle, and then just ate nibbles, munchy food. No big heavy dinners and food comas, which is always good. Oh, such a nice shrimp granny. Lots of rain, yeah. I think that's one of those things, isn't it? Global warming, does it exist? Yes. Oh, marry it. You're good at other things as well. So Norfolk got the good weather today then. That makes a change. Yeah, thanks for coming in, Jess. Enjoy the rest of your Christmas. Big pot of chili. Oh, yeah. This three kids. I mean, other than physically not being able to do it, I would probably be in jail for murder. Or I would be paying out heckin' all in child maintenance. I'm too used to living on my own. When did I first started living on my own? When I was 18, and I still live on my own, and I'm 43. So yeah, there was about 3 months, a few years into it, when I had a lodger for a short while, but had to throw them out. Yep. So anyway, I wanted to pop over for and a stepson. Oh dear. Well, at least you got plenty of people to help you out, Marriott. That sounded really sexist. Wasn't meant that way. It's just nice to have a non-stressful Christmas. '24, '22. You're not old enough for that, Marriott. I think you might be trying for a long time there, Brian. I think it's going to be fostering or adoption, I'm afraid, buddy. or a fur baby. Fur babies are a lot easier to look after. Yeah, you definitely don't look it by your picture, Marek. Also, don't anyone feel that they have to stay here and listen to me waffle and ramble. If you want to go and watch someone else, go watch someone else. I won't hold it against anyone. I don't know. Well, there we go. That's why your picture doesn't look 45. I was going to say you look around 30. Oh, bless you, Marek. Yeah, just pop a move out, Brian. You'll be all right. I'm sure. I'm guessing, judging by mine, that you probably have. It's an age thing. Once us men get to a certain point, we either stick thin or we got moves. Oh, thank you, Chevy. So it's one of those. So I was thinking about doing it, and then Mandy's engine just said do it. So I thought, oh, might as well. I thought, what's the worst that can happen? I could have one of those really awkward live streams where, oh, pardon me, where one person turns up and it's someone you don't get on with. That would be a nightmare. Sat there with just sat there with one person watching and one thumbs down, going, right, this ain't gonna work. I will say, did anyone else get any fishy or shrimpy type presents? Well, at least you got 2 of them with you, Marek. You can't have all of them. No, you got some. So, Texas. I'm not entirely sure. I would have thought there are some. Pretend you have Texas. Yeah, I could just accidentally pull the plug. Yeah, pull the plug and then go on to my tablet and type in some on my phone and type in the stream's dead, or my internet's gone or something like that. That's the easy way out of it, I suppose. Oh, unlucky Rod, but yay, platies are awesome. Let's see, some behind me. I do love a platy. I also love a bristle nose as well. And I've got about a dozen more than I had this time last week. They're really, really, really tiny. So they hatched Sunday and Monday. New baby crystal reds. Yay. I still haven't made the jump into crystal shrimp yet. My water isn't really right. And I'm not a fan of buying an RO unit and using one of them. But yeah, so the baby bristle noses, they hatch Sunday and Monday, and they were literally basically just a tail with a yolk sac attached, and you can see a heartbeat. And now they're basically miniature plecos. They're just super cute. And I've been spending way too long staring at them. Then so's the cat. He's been staring. Want a gift card from a fish tank barn. Oh, sweet. Oh, naughty Santa. You know, let's have a word with Santa, Chevy. That's not on. then I suppose, no, I mean, I'm lucky these days. Mary actually gets me things that I really like and really want, like the model kit, the subscription. She got me a Firefly t-shirt, Alice in Chains snuggly blanket, some Bendix mints, some ghost chili sauce, and some ghost chili pork rinds or pork scratchings, and they're going to disappear very rapidly. Although it's, yeah, Santa's got old and got dementia. Yeah, Santa's scared of Pam. Damn internet. Yeah, no, it's not that Santa's scared of you, Pam. It's just petrified. He knows what happens if he tries to sneak into your place. He's going to get beaten to death. He's going to get buddied. Oh, fry box, yeah, fry box. So I'm actually very glad that I bought my breeder box when I did. Several months ago now, and fry box, like a breeder box, Brian, just goes in the tank and you can put the fry in it. So you've got them away from the other fish, but they're still in a large volume of water. Yeah. So what I did with mine is it comes with, I think it's designed for live bearers, and it's like deep box, and there's a corrugated sort of section that goes into it. So you've got a section at the bottom and a bit at the top where you put the pregnant female, and then the fry is supposed to drop through the gaps so they can't get eaten. Or what I did with the eggs was I put the eggs on the top and then ran an airline with an air stone underneath to keep them tumbling, because I don't have an egg tumbler, so I fudged one together. Hey Scotty G, Merry Christmas. So I can't see that I'll be going on for, oh, there she is. Hi Alice, happy Christmas. How are you, my dearie? Breeder box. Yep, yeah, I've seen those. So one of the ones I was looking at actually, Brian, but given that all my tanks are, like that with big old lids on, or like that, or fluval flexes, but you can't really hang anything on them without the lid not fitting properly or hanging off. And yeah, I like to have lids on tanks. A, it stops the evaporation quite so badly, and B, stuff don't jump out. And especially this one with the Bosemani rainbow fish, the amount of times that thing's hit the lid of the tank is unreal. Anytime you put food in there, things jumping. Ah, yes. Good Yule, Alice. Good Yule. And Marit. And my phone has just gone off to tell me that I'm live. Like I didn't know. Yeah, overflow. I mean, let's be honest, if we haven't all done it, we've all been very close to overflowing something when we've either been doing a water change or drip acclimating or And again, non-paid, non-sponsored. Monster, get your act together. €7 cover all tags. Oh dear. Right. Do I try reading out the, I'm guessing, Norwegian? Fick du no spennenden, something like that. Do you know? Trying to translate, but it's not very easy when you don't speak the language. It'd be, yeah. So it's something I like to do. I like to try and figure things out for myself. Oh dear, Dennis is in trouble. He forgot Marit. How could you forget Marit? You cannot. A little bit, Brian. I can read a little bit of German. Oh, hi Amber. Happy holidays to you too, Madeiri. Mwah. Big crimble kiss. And another one for Joseph. Because I get the feeling that it'd be quite embarrassing for him if, for example, I were to walk up to him, hug him, and kiss him on the cheek. Don't worry, Marit. That is how we learn, and I enjoy trying to figure these things out because a lot of the languages kind of have similarities, and you can kind of figure things out. Hey Chewy, happy Christmas to you too. Yeah. Get that coffee ready, Pam. Yeah, so it's weird. So because I build the models, and that also brings a bit of interest in history, and because there's World War One and Two, lots of Germans. Oh, I've not Chewy. I've not got any other devices here at the moment. But thank you very much, whatever it is. Oh, go for it. Yeah, don't throw the cuttings away, though, Amber. You can make more plants out of them. Or do what I do and just chuck them all into one of the fry tubs and they're there if you need them in future. That is the big advantage of a sump over a canister. If you've got a light on the sump, you can chuck all your extra plants into the sump. Yeah, so I did all my water changes and plant trimmings, etc. Monday and Tuesday. Mr. Zen, hello, Merry Christmas. So it was Mandy who persuaded me to do Christmas Day stream. So everyone knows who to blame. I suggested I was kind of thinking about it, and Mandy said, "Do it, do it, do it." So yeah, okay. Yeah, so look at that special guest appearance by Dave, the very very fat female bristlenose. Got named Dave before I realised. Throwing the cuttings out makes you weep, Amber. $1 per gallon sale is what makes us weep over here. It's more like £1 a litre. It's yeah. So what's that? Be $4 a gallon if you're lucky. Yeah, was it just the new battery you needed, Pam, for the truck? Or was it something more serious? Yeah. Yeah, definitely don't throw plants, I mean, especially if they come out of a shrimp tank or something that's got fry in it, or might have fry in it. You never know what might be living in them. Oh, damn it. Yeah, bigger hammer. I thought you were going live, James. What are you still doing here? Yeah. So we don't either. I mean, the only time tanks could go on sale are things like the plural aromas, but you've got to buy the stand at the same time, and so it's just a bog standard glass box like an Aqueon. We don't get. I don't actually recall even seeing just a simple. Hey Punch, happy Turkey Day, bud. How you diddling? And if anyone wants to try and pronounce Punch's real name, that would be a funny drinking game. But yeah, I did get a model kit, Punch. As you may well have figured out without me even saying, big Russian tank. Ordering delivery because I'm sick of making rice and pasta. Yep. Rice is nice, pasta's nice, but if that's what you're eating day in, day out because you're snowed in or stuck, yeah, it's gonna suck after a while. You can always try prawn ramen or shrimp ramen. Yeah, I know. Shock horror. Hey, Punch. Sharpie gets Russian tank. But you got the right girlfriend when she buys you an extremely complicated Russian tank kit for Christmas. Well, if you like extremely complicated Russian tank kits, I doubt there's anyone else in the chat who would appreciate it. As I was saying earlier with Chevy, I mean, I'm lucky at them. I'm lucky in that Mary knows what I like and is really good at choosing things. Because I've had Christmases where I would rather have not received a present than receive the presents I got. Things where you open the present and you have to pretend to be excited and happy, and someone's just got you something you bought yourself 6 months ago, or it's something you have absolutely no interest in. I mean, a few years back now, someone bought me on DVD is it 4 Weddings and a Funeral box set with the various other movies that are in that sort of. It was that, Love Actually, a couple of others, and I was like, oh, thanks, they're great. Yeah, I still got the cellophane on it, and I don't even know where it is. I mean, the Ginger Snaps box set, that would have gone down a treat. No, I mean, it's one of those where you don't want to sound ungrateful, but you'd kind of rather not had anything. But yeah, so in the past, I've bought myself what I wanted for Christmas generally in the past. But yeah, modelers, yeah. And it's probably fairly similar as fish keepers as well for what to buy a fish keeper for Christmas, because we all have our certain choices of things we like, things we use. Even if it's like food, getting the right food, or because the last thing you do is buy someone fish or shrimp for Christmas or a present of any description, unless you talk it through with them and say, "This is what I'm going to get you. And you go get it." And no, so everything's okay, because I imagine tanks like I've got, and someone bought me a pair of Mbuna for Christmas, or Jaguar cichlids, or an Arapaima. Yeah, they'd be like, "What the hell do I do with that? I'm going to need to dig the entire back garden up and heat it." Yeah, so in the ISM Secret Santa is always a pig, because now, even though everyone's in the hangouts and everyone knows everyone, and you can look at their Scalemate stash list, you still don't necessarily know, because people don't keep their stash list up to date. It's a complete pain in the ass to do it. Yeah, it's an absolute nightmare. Yeah, controlling. Yeah, exactly, Andrew. If you want something, if you've got the financial security or whatever, and you've got the money to go, "I want that," and go and get it when you want it, by the time it comes to Christmas or birthdays, people go, "What do you want?" And you go, I mean, you have to try and think of things. And generally, the reason there's something you want you haven't bought yourself is because it's too expensive, and you're kind of saving up for it, and Christmas has got in the way. But yeah, you can't really go wrong with a gift card as long as you get it some either a shop they're going to buy stuff from, like the local fish shop or model shop or train shop or whatever, or Amazon. Yeah, that's the easy out. That covers everyone. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the thing, bunch, especially with models. Because if you say, "Oh yeah, I want a T90," we all know how many different manufacturers there are that make T90s, and then how many different variants there are of. It's that's the same thing every year and never got it. Yeah, I think peace on earth isn't going to happen, Punch. Holly Willoughby. Dang, James, you still running your own stream, and you're in the chain here. Oh, geez. I haven't even been drinking. I might make my brain hurt. Yeah, not so much now, Punch. Now she's lost a bunch of weight. Yeah, that's what I used to do, Dennis. But now Holly Willoughby's done the whole had to be super fit and super slim. Nah, curves and squidgy bits for the win. That's my theory, anyway. No one wants to be able to play xylophone on their girlfriend's ribcage. Yeah, exactly. You get what you want with a gift card, and then you say to the person, "This is what I got," so they know not to get you that next year. Yeah. I mean, I'm personally big fan of Christina Hendricks. Yes. Yeah, I'm not one for the skinny. I like my ladies to have a larger breasts than I have. Let's put it that way. Just not the same size belly I've got. That's only because I've been out of work for 6 months and not really done much. As soon as I get back to working again, that'll go. Yeah. I mean, come on, look. I mean, no one likes bones digging into them later, in bed. Hip bones sticking out and collarbones. And no Christmas this year, no reason this year. Well, you might not be having a Christmas, Anne, but I'm going to wish you a happy one anyway. And send you big furry Wookiee hugs. Next year, you'll have your little helper island boy with you, so you'll be all sorted. We all know who's in charge there, and it's not Joseph. Yeah. But then, with the amount of tanks you've got, Amber, it probably does take most of the year to get around to sorting them all out, I'd have thought. That's why I try and keep on top of all mine and do the water change, the filter clean, and the trim once a week. Oh, there we go. This is it. You're having a day doing what you like to do. And you can't really ask for more than that. If you're having a nice day, you're happy. I mean, okay, downside is you're now sat there listening to me ramble in the background or whatever, but, it's that's the whole thing. This whole get everyone together and we'll have a great time. What happens when you get a bunch of family members together in a room who haven't seen each other most of the year? And yeah, my merch. Yeah, there's not going to be merch, Brian. There's yeah. I mean, if you want really cool merch, check out Alien World Aquatics. Scotty's got some seriously cool stuff. Or JH Aquatics as well, because Joseph's got some seriously cool t-shirts. Right? The Carradina University will suit you down to the ground. There we go. I'm plugging other people. So I've not really got a logo or a theme or anything I could put on merch. So yes, that's good to hear. Amber, everyone doing really well. Yeah, doesn't surprise me though. You know what you're doing. I mean, I don't, but everything seems to do quite well anyway. Ah, yes, the soundtrack of bubbling tanks. Hello. Yep, that's the whole thing. Just have all the whole being with family and all this. It doesn't. It's if it's what you enjoy and everyone enjoys it, great. If it's not, don't bother. Don't worry about it. Just have a good day off work. Hey Big Easy, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Oh, Griffin, happy Christmas to you too as well. Yeah, it was just one of those things where I didn't see if James had. I did look and I didn't see any notifications that people were going live. So unfortunately, we kind of crossed streams, and you it's going to happen from time to time, but generally with the schedule that's running now, it seems to work out quite well that people don't cross over each other or step on each other's toes. That's the last thing I want to do is step on someone else's toes. I don't have Netflix Punch. I have heard about The Irishman. It's one of those that when it comes out on DVD, I'll probably get it. And a proper length movie as well. Yeah, so it's. I mean, as you can probably see there, that's just a small part of my DVD collection. So, a bit of a cinephile, a bit of an audiophile as well. Don't say the other file that I sometimes get accused of being. I just collect stuff. So if I get into something, wrong way of putting it, if I find a new interest, then I go at it full bore. And then I'll know when it's time to get out of that hobby or get out of that interest, because either I don't enjoy it anymore and then I just go, no. But when I was going fishing, I knew it was time to stop fishing. When I woke up one morning that I was supposed to be going fishing and thought, nah, I really can't be bothered. Yeah, rifflophile, that's it. Now, only an old motorsport junkie, you know what a rifflophile is. Specifically, motorsport junkies who've ridden two strokes. Because we've all done that one, haven't we, Punch? Yeah. If you find a hobby, you enjoy it, and then you start not enjoying it or start not being excited to take part in that hobby, that's when it's just time to get out. And since that day, I've not been fishing. I have been fishing once since. And I've still got all the gear sat there. I really should start selling it off, because I've probably got about a dozen rods, 2 poles, however many reels, odds and sods, assorted bits, bite alarms, the works. So when I get into things, I get into them bad. That's why, less than what are we? August, 16 months into keeping fish. And we're up to it's going to be 7 display tanks, 2 fry tubs, and a quarantine tank. Yeah. That's like, this is it. Catching fish, you get to look at them for a minute or two, then you put them back. And this way, I can just sit here and stare at fish all day. Oh dear. Yes, I've made it. I have a troll. Yes, I am God, Madara. I am the one. I am absolute. There is nothing you can do. I am in control. Amen, Brian. Amen, brother. How long have I been into models? Well, I bought my first model when I was about 6, and built them as a kid, like probably all of us did. Well, the boys anyway. Up until I was probably 10 or 11, then circumstances. So I couldn't for the next sort of 7 years. Then sort of got into Warhammer and did that for several years. Then another break when when I got the full sponsorship for the radio control. Then when I started working in the model shop, obviously I got back into it. And then pretty much ever since. So yeah, it's definitely my longest lived hobby, on and off. But then again, I used to go fishing when I was a teenager, and then I started again in my, what would it have been, mid-30s. So with fish keeping as well, I had the goldfish bowl as a kid. The one that tends to trigger all the fish police on Facebook. The small bowl with the green water in, no filter. When the water goes too green to see the fish, you pour the water away, scrub the bowl out, fill it up with more water, put the fish back in, job done. Yeah. But hey, didn't know any better, and that's pretty much the way it was done back then anyway, in the early 80s. I remember my foster dad had a fish tank, probably similar size to this, if not the same size. And that was literally 2 box filters, one in either corner, 1 air pump, a couple of tube lights, and then just fill it full of whatever random fish, and no thought about cycles or dechlorination or, you know, well, like tropical fish, so you put a heater in at whatever it happens to be set at. Favourite models to do, have I done dioramas? I've done a couple of dioramas in the past, Brian, both of which are in the bin. Tanks are probably my favourite, specifically complicated Russian tanks. Then sci-fi fantasy figures. With those, you know, you can get a bit creative and have some fun with the basing. Then probably planes. Then cars. Yeah. And somewhere way at the bottom of the list, after every other kind of model you could possibly think of, boats and ships. Don't do them. It's not that they're difficult models or I find them tricky, or build a Disney princess castle. Well, if you look right up there, there's the Bates Mansion. So technically, no, I couldn't do Disney princess castle. If I'm going to do a castle, it's going to be broken down, ruined, haunted, undead, no, ghosts and skeletons and that kind of stuff. Oh, pizza for Pam. Well, they say they deliver Pam. Let's see if they can find you. And if you've not scared them off in the past, Luigi's Mansion. Amber. No, I think more Castle Grayskull. If you're actually old enough to remember that, which you're probably not. Yeah, just your yeah, Sharpie doing a Princess Disney Castle video. You know what date that would be out on, Rod? 1st of April. That's when I'd be releasing that one. Yeah. That's another one like Superman, where no one could tell who it was. No. It's the same person. They look exactly the same. Oh, She-Ra, yes, She-Ra and Evil Lynn. That was basically the version of He-Man they did for girls, wasn't it? So. The Christmas hat is in the bin, Alice. I cleared up. So, but I'm not wearing a hat at all, so you can see my curlies. See? And you can see how far my hairline's come back. Oh yeah, that little kiss curl. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, kiss curl and glasses, and no one will recognise you. Yeah. Well, that's why Batman only came out at night, wasn't it? It's because if he came out during the day, everyone would know, because he'd have the tan line around his eyes and around his mouth where the mask wasn't. Well, it's literally in the rubbish bin or big trash can outside, Alice. I had to have a tidy up this morning. And I had to wait for this morning because the bin didn't get empty till yesterday, and it was rather full because I cleared out all the empty model kit boxes from the cave, and that completely filled my recycling bin up. Well, that and empty Coke bottles and energy drink cans anyway. Yeah, if I don't know who's closest to Pam. I think we're talking different state, whoever it is, as it were. And also the weather might be a slight issue, Alice, actually getting there. And doing it is one thing, it's finding someone willing to go outside in that weather. That's Or has the snow cleared a little bit, Pam? Oh dear, pardon me. Oh. Middle of nowhere, Wyoming, yeah. Could you hang about outside by where you used to work and intercept one of the young college lads to come and give you a hand? I'm sure they'd be happy to do it. Oh, Alice, all the males get as far away from Punchy as they can. even the relations. They know it's safe. Billings. So Billings. Is that where Candy is, Pam? Same place? Or am I getting confused? And forgive me for my overall geography of America. You see, the problem, Alice, is the time difference. As this is for America a sort of late morning, lunchtime type stream. And so, I mean, the reason I don't normally get to see most American streamers, now I try and get as many as four going right now. Yeah, so the reason that I and other Europeans don't get to see live is just the time. That's pretty much it. I mean, I say Pam and Scotty Alien World I tend to get to see, and also Blackie if I wake up early enough. But you know, yeah, I'll say this is it, Pam. Don't like stepping. I don't either. I mean, I figured Corey would probably be streaming today. I didn't think anyone else was, so. But I did kind of announce it in the middle of the week. Yeah, I'll say it's just, to me, it's just politeness to try not to cross over with people. Yeah, it's going to happen from time to time, especially on days like today when people aren't streaming at their usual time or usual day. They're just doing it. There's going to be crossover, and people are going to lose viewers or whatever. Or people are going to be trying to flip back and forth between multiple streams. But I can't see me being much longer. Now, the Fish Fam is a community, and I'd like to think, especially the fish tubers, as it were, we try and work together to not step on each other's toes, not necessarily do the same kind of content. For example, if Pam bred something that I happen to have and it also bred, and Pam put a video out about how to breed them, I wouldn't do it like the next week, because you're taking views away from each other. I know, James. I just try not to cause any squit amongst people I get on with. It's. I love you too, Alice. When are you going to start doing some videos and streaming, so I can sit here and watch you for an hour or two? Actually, you want to see something scary? Yeah. Even if my eyesight weren't wonky, I would definitely wear glasses anyway. I'm sure we could have a whip round, Brian, and we know what Alice is like. A whip round might go down well. Yeah, the semi-vegetative state, the food coma. Yeah. I think Punch, this is my normal streaming time anyway, 6 o'clock. 6 p.m. GMT is my normal streaming time on a Sunday, but I thought I'd do a Christmas Day one, just in case anyone was either bored in the food coma state, had enough of Christmas TV, or just on their own and bored. Hardly blink, let alone argue. It's when you feel yourself getting full up and the food goes down, you feel it stop about there. You think, yeah, is that stuck, or no? That's not just stuck. That's just how full I am. Yeah. You're not looking forward to Boxing Day because you're probably going to have to go somewhere else and have a big meal. It's just the way it is, Punch. This time last year, my problem was I was working Boxing Day. And I weren't on the late, I was on the early. I was 7-3. Exactly, food comas. T-shirt today. I think it might be the same one I had on Sunday. Evolution of Man. No, I don't wear the same T-shirt for 4 days in a row. This has actually been through the washing machine. Been through the laundry in between. Because there was a minor accident with some mayonnaise and ketchup. Yeah, well, so it's not like you're really going to be going anywhere today, is it, Pam? So, I mean, I've got a surprise. I was having a ciggy outside earlier because Mary doesn't smoke. So when Mary's around, I go outside to smoke because I'm nice like that. And bumped into one of my neighbours who was off down to the shop. It turns out the local one stop or news agents corner shop has been open 5 a.m. till 11 p.m. today. Yeah, it's something you get used to, Punch. It's so I've had plenty of experience with the ISM live stream. I forget how many years I've been on there now. Got to be a few years. And now last sort of 6 to 8 months, maybe a year, I've been the guy that does the chat anyway. So, okay, Brian, thanks for turning up. Enjoy the rest of your Christmas. Don't eat or drink quite too much. The limit is when you burp and it tastes like the last thing you ate exactly, that you know you've eaten enough. Or if it's peanuts, you burp and they rattle off the back of your teeth. Oh no, my backy tin's empty. Nobody actually lives in Wyoming. Yeah, there's a town like that not far from here. Begins with a W as well, Watton. And I've been through it for many a year. As you're going northwards up Kings Lynn Way, from here you go through Watton. And I thought it was literally just the high street. Right. But no, like there's a high street and there's a couple of roads leading off. I thought that was it. No, it's a big town. But it's one of those places you just drive through to get to somewhere else. Yeah, so I mean, Attleborough is pretty much where I just landed up, and kind of like it. Quiet, sleepy little town. It's admittedly there's hardly any shops that are any real worth. There's no DVD shop, no fish shop, nothing like that. It's all. Well, we got 2 supermarkets, charity shops, hairdressers, chippies, estate agents, and I mean multiples of all of those, several of each, and that's about it. Because all the other shops are shut down. Although we are lucky, we still have an electrical store, a hardware store, and a pet shop. So if I'm desperate for something for fishies, like a medication or something that needs to have, or airline tubing or something like that, I can run out and get it. But like twice the price I could get it from somewhere else like Amazon. Another one. Jeez, who else is streaming? Yeah, hey Scott, how are you? I was plugging your merch earlier. 13 hours. Damn, dude. I think the last time I slept for 13 hours, I was probably technically unconscious. Probably another one of the times I knocked myself out and didn't realise it. Yeah. I mean, some nights I'll get 3 or 4, 3, 4, maybe 5 hours sleep if I'm lucky. Chopping onions and my eyes were streaming. Oh dear. Punch, do you know the trick for chopping onions without your eyes streaming? I know you were just making a joke, but the trick is fill the sink up with cold water and just get a little chopping board, stick it in the sink and chop it underwater. No tears. Yeah, that's the easy way around that problem. Or cheat and buy pre-chopped onion. Because it's caused by, as you cut it, you burst the whatever the capillaries are that carry the juice, and it's the juice that squirts up in a very fine mist, gets in your eye, and that's what makes your eye water. Hey Danny Ken, Merry Christmas. I'm getting windy. I shouldn't have had those pickled eggs earlier. Oh dear. Right, I'm just gonna, it's within reach. I'll back in about 5 seconds. Just gonna have to refill my backy tin. Oh, exit that direction. Oh, right. Oh, ow, too old. There we go. Oh yes, Merry X-Mad. Move stuff around. Everyone saying hello to everyone. So yes. You see, Alice, some of us got up in time to be able to catch Scott's stream live. And talk more about random weirdness than about fish. Yep, I know, Alice. I have the same thing, so I tend to watch a lot on the replay, and then so I'm not running over when you were going. Was it Pam? Well, you're early tomorrow morning, aren't you? Or probably late tonight for you, I guess. I mean, no. I say, if you do, you do, Pam. But if you don't, I'll try and be up in time to at least starting in about 6 hours. So 1 a.m. Yeah, I ain't gonna be there for the start of that, Pam. Depends how silly long you go, but you know. And if I do miss it, I will be watching tomorrow, watching the replay. I mean, even if I just stick it on and fall asleep and have a nap, because it still counts as view, and it still counts as time watched as well, which is all good. But you know, not that you need the extra hours view time, Pam, but you know. Yeah. Yes, but how many hours of that, Pam, will be on you, and how many hours will be on rice fish? Didn't James do like an 8-hour stream the other day? I was like, damn. And Aquamate, Blackie, etc. They doing a 24-hour stream in a couple of days. So there you go, Alice. If you're not subscribed to Aquamate, do so and do it anyway. But he's got a stream coming out, a 24-hour stream. Pam's will be open, so you can jump onto there as well. We have live Alice. Two pretty blondes in the same stream. That would be awesome. How are you there, Sand Creek? How are you doing? Happy Crimble. I don't know how you've done that, James. That would just confuse the heck out of me. I get confused enough for just doing my own stream, let alone having two going on at the same time, or three. Oh, geez. Yeah, sorry about that, James. That'll cost you some subs, probably. We're going, oh my God, what's this weirdo talking about? Mind, at least the smoking won't cause a problem in your stream. Actually, I think of the various people I see streaming, I think the Fish Fam has probably got the most that actually smoke. I don't think I've seen any other modelers smoke on. Did you get it all figured out, Pam? Because I was watching the earlier stream you did where you were saying you were having problems with it. Unfortunately, that was when me and Mary kind of had a nap. Thank you, Sand Creek. Hey, Big J, happy Christmas. Fishmas, Shrimpmas, whichever. Yeah, so we had a nap, so fell asleep with you and woke up with a documentary about P.T. Barnum. Quite how YouTube switched from your live stream to a 1980s documentary on P.T. Barnum, I have no idea. I guess it was 1980s because it was in 4:3, about 240p, and had young Kenneth Branagh and young Helena Bonham Carter in it. Or was it? No, that was the Frankenstein one. The P.T. Barnum one was after. Yeah, so it went from you, and then it jumped to one about Frankenstein. Yeah, so that just shows what my YouTube search history is like. Why is there a hole in my head? Well, that one. That's just an old injury. Let's put it that way. That's where I am. How can I put it? Knocked myself out by running into the corner of an up and over garage door. That was the first time I knocked myself out, I think. No, I have been shot in the head though. That one there that's from being shot. It was just a air pistol. And we were just messing around. It was an old Crossman air pistol, so give it a few pumps, so pop at each other. Nothing loaded in it, just pop, pump, 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 pop. And then no, we've gone around, been doing it for ages. I saw the guy do it, pick it up, pop, pump, whack right in the side of the head. So there must have been something in there that, decided to come out of the gun. Bled well and gave me a good headache, that's for certain. So yes, I've been shot, stabbed, blown up, poisoned, broken, knocked out. Yeah, as the general joke goes, if they bury me and then in about 3,000 years dig my skeleton up, they're going to wonder what the hell happened. And heck, I got a rib down here that, yeah, more than once accidentally. I mean, I've been given food poisoning by other people. Someone made me a seafood lasagna once and neglected to tell me that they had used a seaweed lasagna. The actual pasta was seaweed lasagna, and I'm allergic to seaweed, so that damn near killed me. I mean, I've actually accidentally had a mouthful of nitromethanol and castor oil. That made me quite ill. Technically, probably gave myself radiation poisoning at one point as well. Blown myself up, yeah, all sorts. So I'm basically a health and safety's worst nightmare. I serve as this is how not to do it. Yeah, I mean, I should probably be. I'm the right colour to be a ghost, aren't I? Let's be honest, Sherry. I mean, I'm pale enough, but I would have assumed ghosts don't feel pain. But although, that could be it. I could be the ghost, and this could be someone else's house, and I'm haunting it. Oh, yeah, but you're fair-haired as well, Alice. So, and that is literally just the light from the lampshade is giving me more colour than I actually do have. There's a kind of it was a white lampshade, but now it's kind of yellow. Yeah. Have fun, Alice. Enjoy the rest of your Christmas. Mwah. Sorry, I ain't got any mistletoe, but good Yule. Yeah, there we go. I think I've got that right. Yeah, I do sometimes wonder whether I'm actually a ghost or not. Whether I'm just in a slightly different out of phase dimension to the rest of the world. Oh, stranger things have happened though. So, for all I know, as I say, the shadow person that is around here at the moment has been for the last few months. Perhaps I'm haunting them. Perhaps they've only just become visible to me as a ghost. That's a bit deep. Yeah. Dave is definitely showing off tonight, isn't she? Yeah. Look at that big old belly on you, eh? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Who cares about complexion? Yeah. I've got lots of stories to tell. It's just most of them finish in pain. There's a, I've still got frozen shoulder from, was that August or September I did that? I was listening to some, I had what I call my Christmas mix on. Now they're cool. I'll say, let's put it this way: if someone breaks in, Scott, they're going to get the shock of their life. Yeah, I mean they don't make any mess though, so you know, if they made a mess or stuff like that, then maybe, but they're not doing any harm. So the house I lived in when I was what 9 till 11, something like that. Yeah, that one was definitely haunted. We're talking about a 400-year-old house that we knew of someone who'd been murdered in, and it had a freshwater spring running underneath it as well, with a well. So yeah, that was fun. Stuff moving around and feeling that you're not alone when you know you're alone, and seeing shadows and shapes and things like that all the time. You just get used to it. After a while, it doesn't bother you. White wall, local wire. I heard of it. I think did you do a video on the other day or week, Chewy? It rings a bell. If we're going to skip it with cold chill on it. Yeah, it would be appreciated. That's for sure, Scott. We don't have aircon in the UK generally. It's probably going to become more common as our summers get longer and hotter, but it's one of those things where it's not really worth it for that maybe 2 weeks of the year when you might want it. So we just leave the doors and windows open and deal with it. Maybe stick a fan on. I sleep downstairs. Thank you, Chewy. I shall check that out. No, they don't harm. They don't hurt you. Ghosties ain't going to hurt you. I mean, 99% of the time, there is the odd one. Which, if you watch programs like Ghost Adventures, they always seem to find the dangerous, threatening ones that will push you or scratch you or cause you harm. Or nah. Most of the time, they just cool and just hang around and don't really do much. You just get used to the random noises or seeing shadows move out the corner of your eye or that kind of thing. Just say hello and carry on about your business. Yeah, it's. I know. I have encountered one ghost, spirit, whatever you want to call it, that was definitely malevolent and not nice. But that was definitely not a pleasant experience. Let's put it that way. It was Oh, dwarf snakeheads, cool. I think I've seen a couple of them. I see that, Chewy. This is where I get upset some of my American friends, because we can keep snakeheads in the UK, and I've seen them in a couple of local, not your kind of Pets at Home or Petco, PetSmart type places, but I have seen dwarf snakeheads and another kind, not a giant, obviously, but I have seen the snakeheads. They do look cool. Not the kind of fish for my tanks, though. I don't think a 10-gallon would probably be big enough. Oof. Yeah, unless you've got your pizza delivery en route, Pam, I think you can probably say you're going to be on rice and pasta again tonight. There's, yeah, it's not going to be a pleasant experience, I wouldn't think. Caught in the living room, Daniels and Barbs. Yeah, yeah, I can. Yeah, I'll say that when they're in a natural environment, the numbers of Danios and Barbs, and they are constantly breeding, and the numbers of snakeheads, it all balances itself out. You know, if there's not enough food, then the predators die off, and then the food species, the Danios and Barbs, numbers come up again, and it just kind of balances itself out. Whereas now in a tank, you can technically do that by just keep adding more and more Danios. Yeah, so the expensive way to feed fish. And no, now I'm not saying I'm completely against live feedings, because some fish probably need it. But you know, not just because. Crustaceans and mollusks. That's all right then. So yeah, I'd have to have a tank without any snails in it. That's not going to work. I love snails too much. I just enjoy watching snails snailing. Just why they just get on with their life and just trundle about the tank, not a care in the world. Just, am I bothered? Yes, munch, munch, munch. Oh, I'll stop and have a sleep here. Could be anywhere. They just decide to stop. Oh, look out. I think Danios are getting frisky again. This is the problem, is I'm sitting here, I'm trying to look here, and I've got a tank with Chopro Danios right there, and they're constantly zooming around, and got the butterfly cichlids in there as well. Yeah, I'd say they're probably not that vicious and evil. Hey Scott, how you doing? Happy Christmas, buddy, to you and Liz and all the doggies. Yeah, instead of a clown, it's your snakehead. Now, no, I'm not going to do it. I was thinking about singing memories for Liz, Scott, but it's probably best if I don't. Don't have shadow. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, Pam and I know animals like cats can become spirits, ghosts. I don't know what to say. It's like saying I believe in ghosts or I believe in UFOs. It's not really a belief if you've experienced it. It's a belief if you go by what other people say and you agree and you believe what they're telling you, when you've experienced something yourself, you don't believe it exists. You know it exists. No, Scott, you don't believe in UFOs. They just exist. Prince book. Oh, sweet. I'm guessing the cover on that is purple, Scott. I'll say so. Yeah, I mean, if something like a cat can, as it were, become a ghost, is there any particular reason why a fish couldn't? I mean, maybe not something like a Danio, as we've been talking about, or a platy, but yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in ghosts. Oh, right, yeah, they're real. Yeah, you're like, yeah, no such thing, no such thing. And then you experience something, and your world just switches. Memories all alone in the... Yeah, that'll do. Before I go scaring people. No, I don't want Liz to break down crying again with laughter. Yeah, also I've got some cool stuff as well. I'm looking forward to wearing my new Firefly t-shirt, snuggling up under my new Alice in Chains blanket, and eating my ghost chili pork rinds and my chocolate mints, and then rushing to the toilet. Yeah, so it's... I mean, so it's like the whole belief. I'm not religious, and I don't. Each their own. We can all choose to believe what we want to choose to believe. But, if I went out and I encountered an angel or Jesus or Buddha or Muhammad or whatever, I would have to then believe in it. I'd be like, no, I don't believe in angels. They're real. I've seen one. Yeah. That's why I don't knock anyone for beliefs in anything like that. I mean, anyone who believes the world's flat needs a good slap, but never say never. Yeah, there's got to have been a song called Never Say Never. I never ever. That was All Saints. Hey, AL, Merry Christmas. You too. Yeah, so all sorts of random weirdness. So I've never seen a UFO personally that I can recall, but there are enough people that I would trust. There's been enough evidence that I would trust, and common sense to me says there has to be intelligent life elsewhere in the universe or the galaxy. Could they be technologically superior to us? Easily. It's... and other dimensions have been proven using using advanced physics and maths. They proved other dimensions could and should exist. So, I mean, who's to say ghosts, as it were, aren't a dimensional overlap? 2020 vision, don't trust your own eyes. Yeah, my eyesight's shot and I don't trust it. Now, that's only a small portion of the collection, AL. There's at least 4 more shelves, 2 more carousels, and 2 disc gears, plus a bunch of other random ones elsewhere. Yeah, that's how magicians work. The human eye. I mean, the eye sees what's going on. It's just whether the brain can then comprehend it fast enough for you to twig what's going on before it's happened and gone. The real sort of close-up handheld stuff like Dynamo, Penn and Teller, that kind of stuff is really impressive. When you come to things like David Copperfield making an elephant disappear, yeah, that's just smoke and mirrors, literally. That's exactly AL, but if you've not experienced anything, then yeah, you've got no reason to believe it. As soon as you experience something, then your mind changes. And it's like the same with cryptids. There are some cryptids or cryptozoological creatures, which is technically creatures that haven't been discovered yet. So, like up until relatively recently, the giant squid was a cryptid. Yeah. It wasn't until dead ones started washing up on shore. An interesting fact: they go from the grain of a size of a grain of rice, which is maybe the egg when they're first born, to giant squid size in a year. That's how fast they grow. So they have a lifespan of 1 year, and then they reproduce, and then they die. Yeah, you can't trick the hearing. And as us older farts can attest, older music just sounds better than newer music because it isn't perfect. It's not perfectly on beat. It's not perfectly on track. It's always slightly off, but usually slightly off in a good way. And you can use that slightly off kilterness to affect how the song feels. So you can use it to create warmth and depth and whatever. Like trying to think of a song that does that. I'd say Pink Floyd. Their stuff is always got that warmth to it, right? But if you put it onto a computer and look at it and put it on a grid system, it's all out of kilter. But that's done that way, and that's how that works. Yeah, they're pretty much called anyone in the top 40 Chewy. The same with, let's say, Jesus Christ Pose by Soundgarden. That's unsettling to listen to. Not because of the lyrics or because of the speed or anything like that, or it being out of tune, but because the timings of things are just slightly off, but slightly off in the wrong direction. So it gives you that unease. Yeah, so I would say there are great strides being made in technology to discover ghosts, but Kiss comes to mind. Yeah, I mean, you can't doubt their success and their popularity, but would you say they were the 4 of the best musicians ever put together in a band? No. Similar with like AC/DC, hugely popular band, sold millions and millions of records, sold out arena tours worldwide. Awesome live show, awesome to listen to. You look at the music on tab and you go, really, is that it? I mean, other than Angus Young's lead work. The rest of it is just basic four on the floor rock and roll, just play loud and fast. And then one of my favourite bands, say 9 Inch Nails. Some of the time signature changes in those songs, and if you're trying to figure out how to play some 9 Inch Nails songs, which I used to try and do, and I used to be able to on the guitar, if you're trying to figure it out without actually having the music, the sheet music or the tab in front of you, you ain't got a hope in hell. Because I mean, the time signature can change halfway through a bar and then change back again, and you're going, what the hell, what the there'll be some weird tuning on the guitar as well, or won't actually be a guitar, it'll be the banjitar, which is a completely different note set, and yeah. Now Rush, you see, that's one that people like to knock. Now, I'm not a Rush fan. There are some songs that I really enjoy. You know, Spirit of the Radio is always a classic. Tom Sawyer, Via Strangiata. But there you've got three immensely talented musicians. I mean, it's one of those where when the guitarist in the band is rated one of the top guitarists, but he's not what you'd call the top musician in the band. But sometimes I think the more technical they do it, it kind of loses a lot of people, because you need to train your musical ear to follow that kind of music. Before you listen to his, and not knocking it, before you listen to his chart pop music, Rush is just going to be way too complex. You're not going to be able to follow the rhythms or the melodies. And then plus you've got Geddy Lee's voice, and you either like that or you don't. Same with, say, Primus. Les Paul's got Les Claypool, sorry. He's got to be one of the top bassists of all time, but how many people are actually Primus fans? Yeah, he's he's licensed. That's like, he's a good guitarist, don't get me wrong, but you know, it's more like in most bands you'd have the drummer and the bass player will be the rhythm department holding things together, then the guitarist and singer going off and doing what they want to do and bringing it back in and out. And whereas with Rush, it's like Alex on the guitar is the one who holds it together for Geddy Lee and Neil Peart. So, yeah, see you later, Al, whichever it is. But yeah, so it's all yes. I mean, if I go through a list of some of my favourite bands, so we've got 9 Inch Nails, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, The Cure, Pearl Jam, Cradle of Filth. Just trying to think who I listen to regularly. Misery Loves Co. The Smiths. Hey RW, Merry Christmas. No, so it gives a kind of. Then if I'm going to listen to pop music, it'll be 80s, so it'll be Duran Duran, Depeche Mode, that kind of stuff. Tears for Fears. You know, it's. But then no 80s pop music. It wasn't all Stock Aitken and Waterman. It was classical music. Howdy, Bob. How you doing, buddy? Happy Christmas. No, it's the other way around, Chewy. Nickelback hang around Alice in Chains, hoping some of the talent and style and cool will rub off. Unfortunately, it's Nickelback. Heart and the Carpenters. Yeah, I'll quite happily listen to Heart and the Carpenters. I mean, if you go on YouTube somewhere, Chewy, if you go look for Alice in Chains Barracuda, it's a live version they did with Gretchen Wilson, and that is a cracking version of that song by Heart. And Carpenters, yeah, are just some classic pop music, wonderfully written and arranged and composed. You can't go wrong with it. Yeah, I'll say the other one, Tears for Fears. If you look for Ted Yoder, spelled Yoder, he's got a video of him playing As Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears. And actually, because he did a video of him playing it on the hammered dulcimer, amazingly strange and complex instrument, trust me. And then they were on tour and actually came out to his place because they'd seen the video and went and actually played it with him and sang with him. What was Nickelback called before? Shower Shite. Poodle Hair. Random Identity Rock Band number 12. The Retards. Oh no, I give up, Chewy. What were Nickelback called first? Lemmy a Fiver? Because that's where Lemmy's name came from. Lemmy from Motorhead, rest in peace. Village Idiots. Yeah, I think the Village Idiots is probably more accurate. Ian Kilmister, Lemmy from Motorhead, he got the nickname Lemmy because when they were young and hanging around, he was always saying "Lend me a fiver," and he got called Lemmy. So it stuck. Random story from now. I'm out of cigarette papers as well. This isn't going well, is it? So if people are happy to hang around, I'm happy to keep going. So yeah, I think I might actually have a copy of the Carpenters' Greatest Hits around here somewhere. And I say another highly talented person taken way too young as well, Karen Carpenter. Came through Calvary, Brooks, Alberta. Yeah, I know they've got their fans and their following, but I think they should probably have stayed in Alberta or gone to Siberia and stayed there. Yeah. It's strange though, isn't it, to have a band that completely divides opinions so much as Nickelback do, because I think it's generally people who don't listen to much rock music or don't listen to the more esoteric rock music. Now the normal people, they like Nickelback because it's what they hear on the radio or see on TV or whatever, and it's kind of fluffy and inoffensive. Whereas the people who are into their rock music, like their music interesting, tend to go to the edges, just see Nickelback for what it really is. Hey, Select Pet, no, not a Nickelback fan club, definitely not. I'm just going to shut the back door because it's getting a bit chilly. Grab another pack of papers, and I'll prove to you I'm not a Nickelback fan. And no, I'm not going to do a Richie Edwards from the Manic Street Preachers and carve "I hate Nickelback" in my arm or anything. Ugh. Right, so this is the fluffy snuggle blanket that Mary got me for Christmas. Let's see if I can actually get this into shot. There you go. That is definitely not Chad. That is the legend that is Lane Staley. Rest in peace. And that's going to get lots of snuggling done. Unfortunately, it's the same colour as the cat, so the Zach fur won't show up on it too much. But anyway, yeah, happy Christmas, Select Pet. Yeah, Chewy, I was -2 when you saw the Carpenters. I wasn't even an itch in my daddy's ball bag. Yeah, so it's been warm here too. I mean, it's now 8 o'clock UK time, and I only just closed the back door. I had the door open most of the day. When it should be kind of sitting just above freezing and pretty much just wet and manky and miserable. It's generally Christmas weather over here. Not dry, warm and sunny. So I've got the electric storage heaters, so they heat up overnight, kick out the heat the next day, which is fine when weather's staying the same. It's not a problem. But when you get a cold day and then a warm day and then a cold day and then a warm day, yeah, you tend to get a day when you're comfortable and then a day when you're hot and you've got the door open. Oh, how does my garden grow? Well, at the moment, my garden's not growing too much, Bob. It's this time of the year, the sun doesn't come high enough in the sky. So, yeah, see you later, Scott. Have a great Christmas, buddy. Hope everything works out well for you. Yeah, so I mean, this time of year, there is literally no direct sunlight on my back garden at all. Or backyard, as I guess the Americans would refer to it. But over here, a backyard, the yard is something, it would be concrete. It wouldn't have grass and flowers and stuff in it. Yeah. So yeah, it's probably getting on for like midday-ish, just or early afternoon over the States. Yeah, kind of. Except that I have a patio in my garden because I have a small area that is paving stones. But yeah, generally, if the back garden is small and concreted or fully slabbed over, we call it a yard. If it's got grass and flowers and plants and all that kind of stuff, then it's a garden. I know, strange. Typical English, have to have 3 words to describe everything. Oh yeah, Karen was a cracking drummer. She could definitely count to 4. Yeah, that's the guitarist in me. Yeah, so I have a front garden and a back garden. And the front lawn is still growing because it's still getting direct sunlight for about I'd say half the day, half the time the sun's up. This is that time of year where we get about 7 hours sunlight every day. Then come middle of summer, we get 6 hours of darkness. So yeah, so the global warming, the problem with that, oh, someone's moving something around in here. Oh, surprise fry. Oh, best Christmas surprise there is. Amber, what have you got? What babies do we have? Come on, come on. Come on, Amber, let us know. Great singers and good drummers. Yeah, there's not that many. I mean, you're going to be looking Pearl Jam, maybe. Well, depends which drummer. Definitely Soundgarden. Oh, Baby of Pistos. Oh, awesome. You're going to have to give me tips on those. I mean, it may well just be, Agassiz or Cacatoides I end up getting, but kind of hoping for McMaster Eye. But yes, congratulations, Amber. Your birthday present from your fishies. There you go. Well, birthday, Christmas present. Sorry. Yeah, your fishies gave you a Christmas present. Baby of Pistos. And the good thing about Baby of Pistos is, like all dwarf cichlids, you don't really have to look after them. From Genesis. Yeah, I was trying to avoid thinking about Phil Collins, but yeah, the Eagles. No, I can't say Dinosaur Jr. because there's no way you could say Jay Mascis is a great vocalist. But he played drums and sung. Oh, sweet result. Oh, yeah, that's one thing I'm kind of getting a bit concerned about with the baby cribs that are down here. They're not so baby anymore. They're getting colours, so I kind of want to get the big ones gone before they start multiplying in fry tubs. Because let's be honest, the last thing I want is, I think I've got about 60 of them left. I don't want them pairing off and then having to try and get rid of like a couple of thousand. It's so right. Yep, too right you are. Yeah, babies with no effort is always exciting. Yeah, so I mean, and you're far more experienced fish keeper than I am, Amber. As I say, I've only been doing this 16 months. So when the other day, was it Friday or Saturday, Thursday, Friday, something around there anyway, when I noticed that Bertie and Spotty, the bristlenoses, had got eggs, I was super happy. Then I got sad because all the eggs got kicked out of the cave somehow. And the first lot that got kicked out, when I tried to do the right thing, and they fungused up. But luckily Spotty was still sat on more eggs. So I was like, okay, fair enough. Keep going, Spotty, you're doing well. And those eggs got booted out of the cave, either, I don't know, whether he was hungry. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to starve here. I need to eat, or whatever. Something happened. But I noticed the eggs on the bottom of the tank. But the second lot, I've got the breeder box set right, so they didn't fungus. And now, as I say, I've got about a dozen baby bristlenoses. Hey, Scale Model Muse. Yeah, no snow. I mean, I haven't got coffee at the moment, and this is where we know it's about getting on for time for me to finish, because running out of Monster. Happy Christmas, bud. How you doing? was the same with the Plex, the baby bristlenoses. And so they started hatching Sunday, and they're already looking just like tiny little plecos. They got eyes and fins and mouths and everything. So yeah, it's another one to add to my list that I bred. I mean, it's not a particularly long list, but you know, it's getting there. It's, do you really count guppies and platies as you bred them? But yeah, guppies, platies, Pistogramma cacatoides, grabensis, plecos, cherry shrimp, trumpet snails. And I don't know if any of these sort of other egg layers have bred, and the eggs have just been eaten, because you know, they may well have been. Yeah, I mean, that was I had that kind of issue with the baby select bed, that the slots in the breeder box to allow the flow through it are actually wide enough for fry to get through. So I was sort of watching, and thank you, Amber. Yeah, so I try my best to look after the water and have as ecologically complete a tank as I can. So you know, there's things in there that some people go, how do I get rid of? You know, same most of my tanks. There'll be the odd detritus worm or weird little crustacean thing crawling around. As far as I'm concerned, it's all part of the natural biocycle of a tank. So I think that's it. I think that's all I've bred. Propagated quite a few plants as well, but you know, when we're talking about things like limnophilia and heteranthera, it's dorsage, or you know, it's nothing. Yeah, thank you very much, Model Muse. Yeah, I say I try to keep the tanks clean, healthy. Clean as in clean, not as in surgically clean. There's muck in there. Hey Nola Jane, how are you? Happy Christmas, my dearie. Oh. And the hammer emoji has something I'm well known for in the modelling community anyway. Actually, that reminds me, I've got to have a bit of a clear out of some models, so that might be a new smashing time video coming out. But yes, so yes. Yeah. I'm also really good at breeding algae, it seems. I'm really good at that one. Algae, planaria, I'm good at that. I can breed that like nothing else. I've got, and then I've also got the weirdness of cherry shrimps multiplying rapidly in a tank with a betta. It's what are we up to now? I had a quick count. Was it this morning or last night? There's like 60 of them in there. You know, 15 litre was that? 4 gallon, I think. 4 gallon tank, 1 betta, 3 narrow snails, and about 60 cherry shrimp at the moment. And he's not eating any of them, Norman. I wish I could catch it on video when he does it, because I think Amber would love it. See the shrimp all munching away on the algae wafer, and Norman just sitting there waiting for them to finish so he can have his turn. Phosphorus level. Yeah, I've got a feeling that's probably what it is, Chewy. I probably do have quite high phosphorus, being as I'm in an agricultural area, an arable farming area. You know, so yeah, it's either arable or pig farms. There's probably a lot of phosphorus in the water, so that would be the thing. I might have to see if I can get hold of something like a phosphate remover and give that a go, see if that does anything. I've tried Purigen, but that didn't really seem to do an awful lot. I think that's more for nitrates, isn't it? Purigen, nitrates and chemicals like meds. Don't know if it does anything for phosphorus. But yeah, I've probably got to get myself a phosphorus test kit at some point. Because if it's anything like the GH and the KH test kits, I'll be going off the charts. So that's. But you know, I say I've got algae. I mean, it's not bad. I just get a bit. And I think that is probably the worst tank for it at the moment to get it. But you know, that gets daylight through the back door, magnesium and nitrogen. Yeah, so he is definitely a one of a kind better. He's yeah, telling off his thermometer because I found out why he fell out with the thermometer anyway. Hey, Bluegill and Bass, happy Christmas. Yeah, he fell out with the thermometer because I saw it happen. Because one of the shrimp got stuck behind it and he knocked it off the glass so the shrimp could get out. RO water, if you can do it. Yeah, it's no, it's I mean it's not too bad an issue, and I do have the lights on probably too long. I mean my lights are on 12 hours, 12 to I'll put them on 9. Lights on 12, 13, maybe 14 hours a day some days. So yeah, there's a lot of light. So to have the levels of algae I do have, I think I'm probably okay, not doing bad. But yeah, I suppose I could shorten the light cycle, but I like to be able to see my fish. And I don't have bright house lighting, as it were, so I wouldn't be able to see hardly anything. But yeah, I'll say generally I'll get a bit of diatom, green spot algae on the glass, which we all get, and a bit of blackbeard. But blackbeard, just spray a bit of peroxide on it, or if it's on a plant, pull the leaf off. And the hair algae, there's a little bit of green hair algae on the tree stumps in there, but platies and guppies eat that, so that's not a problem. Hey Derek, how you doing? Happy Christmas, buddy. I trust you got a special Christmas shirt. No, I'm not as grey as Corey. We got similar teeth, but I've got less grey hair than Corey has. Yeah, the old joke about British people and their teeth. 27 likes and 15 people. I'm not complaining about that, James. And the fact I've been going 2.25 hours, and I didn't really have anything to talk about when I came on. It's just what you guys in the chat have been talking about. I've been joining in with. It's one of the things I like about the live stream. It's not necessarily here, this is what I'm doing for however long. It's more the person doing the stream, too many. See you later, Derek. It's more the person doing the stream giving everyone else the opportunity to get together and have a natter and a chat and communicate with each other and ask questions and blah, 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 than anything else. It's more of a community thing than a, here, look at me, look at what I'm doing. Aren't I amazing? Worship me. Yeah, I'll say something. I'll just try and keep things chill. Although, you made it when you get your first troll, so I got one of them earlier. And she gave Pam did some modding, so I'm sure she's happy. I left it because it was kind of amusing to see. More than worthy. Actually, how are you holding up, James? You were on the mend, sitting more comfortably. Yeah, it's just, I'll say anyone who knows me knows I just don't take anything really too seriously. Yeah, people far too much time. Yeah, that's me, Muse. I got far too much time on my hands. But make the most of it while I have it. Oh, actually, yeah. And the Tropica, that little CO2 system I got that I'm running in, and yeah, the white is causing the camera to do weird things. There we go. That CO2 system, which I have in the Flex, is just there. So it seems to be doing well. There's a lot less algae in there. The plants are growing well. And everyone seems happy in there. So, yeah. Take up modeling. Yeah, something to de-stress with, modeling. Not really. Well, it is until you get involved in some of the politics and the cliques online. So I think many of the kids should play out. Yeah. Should either be playing outside or building a model kit or keeping some fish or doing something constructive. Well, I'd be going to their mates, oh, I trolled this guy last night. Oh, it was well sad. He just sat there in front of a fish tank talking about fish. Rivet counters can jump in the river. Yeah. I mean, there's a time and a place for it. If you're building a specific aircraft or tank or whatever, then getting it right is important. Yeah. Yeah, they haven't got dropsy. No. They're pearl scale golf ball goldfish. They're supposed to be that size and shape. That's why they're called golf balls. Yeah, there's a difference between dropsy and a golf ball pearl scale. But yeah, I mean, if you're just building a model kit because you're just building a model kit, you want to build a Spitfire, right? Let's say, because most of us have built a Spitfire at some point that build models. You're not going to research the exact plane you're building. You're going to go by what the instructions tell you. If the instructions say these decals or this color, that's what you're going to go with, right? And in my view, 99, maybe 95% of the time, close enough is good enough. I mean, do I colour match and check and make sure I'm using RLM 66 in a German cockpit? No, I just go, it's kind of that colour grey that I do. Well, it's near enough to primer. I just leave it in primer and weather it a bit from there. You know, it's close enough. Got my that's not a dream, Griffin. That's a nightmare. I mean, people think the rivet counters are bad in scale modelling, but railroading, oh, geez. I say I mean, yeah, a little knowledge can be dangerous and disastrous. It can. So as I said, I'm new to this. Yeah, if you're doing it as a tribute to your grandfather, yeah, do it right. Do some research. I mean, one of the classics I had was I built the Revell 48th Hawker Hunter, and I built it, painted it, decaled it, all that stuff, finished it off, and I had someone tell me I'd painted it the wrong colour, and the fact that I had photographs of the actual plane, the precise plane, the same serial number plane. No, this plane is this model, is this plane, exact same. And I had colour photographs of the actual plane that showed that the colours were right. And the guy still didn't believe me. He still told me I had them wrong. Because his 1970s Penguin book of aircraft, with its hand-drawn and coloured pictures, was apparently more accurate than the photo of the actual plane in a museum that's local to me. No, I've seen that plane. I know what colour it is. Yeah. Yeah, Chevy, the little bit of knowledge in the hobby can be dangerous. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, let's say it's that. There's that, and there's the one that gets me is when people take all their information from one site, one YouTube channel, one person, and take that as gospel. As what works for one person might not work for another. No, the whole fishless cycle thing where people find out you're doing a fishing cycle and they tell you you're just killing all your fish. And you go, no, I'm not. They're perfectly happy and healthy and safe. Will I be getting the Ryefield Challenger? Possibly. Depends. I mean, it's kind of the wrong type of green for me, but you know, it's. I wouldn't say no. Let's put it that way. But yeah, as I say, it's. You know, there's. I think the thing, especially with the fish keeping, there's a lot of information out there that is out there purely to stop new fish, beginner fish keepers, purely to stop them killing fish. Yeah, we all know the person buys the, let's say, the 10-gallon tank, all the bits, sets it up, goes back to the fish shop, goes, I'll take 3 of them, 4 of them, 6 of them, 2 of them, 1 of them, 1 of them, 1 of them, goes home, chucks them all in the tank, and wonders why they die. Now, yeah, it's. I mean, I'm all for it if it saves a few. Yeah, and some people don't. I mean, I watched God knows how many videos for probably, I'm going to say 2 or 3 weeks before. That doesn't sound much, but no, I take in information quickly and take in 2 different viewpoints and then figure out, the center point. I'm good at figuring things like that out. Could use some different genuses crossbreed. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I would have thought the different genus would be a buffer to crossbreeding, but I don't think there's anything physically, biologically, or whatever to stop them. As Pam says, it's discouraged. I mean, you never know. No. It could be you've bought what you think are a certain thing and they come out as a certain thing, then they breed, but they've actually got genetics from something else in there as well. The classic of you buy certain coloured guppies because that's what you like. You buy two, male and female of the same flavour, and then the offspring are completely different because it's all sorts of genetics. You never can tell unless you know for a fact they're purebred. But I'll say if you've got multiple different ones in a tank, then I would have thought chances are they possibly can. Howdy, amateur aquatics. Happy Christmas. Yeah, I would have thought just to be safe, Select Pet, I'd either put a divider in a tank and separate them, or if you can, put them into separate tanks. If you can tell the difference. Yes, I'll say there are models of semis with trailers and what have you. I've seen a few, and I've built a couple or tried to build a couple, and they're pretty much awful. I've built a couple of Mobius kits and they both sucked hard. The other ones are Italeri and they're pretty much bad as well. But it's a case of AMT's got one. They are there. It's just they're not the greatest kits. But then someone like me that's a bit of a model snob. It's I mean they don't fit that great. They're not. They're not that well engineered. What was it? The one I do is the Italeri Australian truck. And it was just vague fitment, big seam lines, mold seams, flash, lacking in detail. I'm sure if you persevered, built it up, it would look pretty cool. But no, I was having a bit of a mojo slump at the time. So building something I wasn't particularly enjoying was a bad idea. So it went in the recycling bin. Well, the bits that haven't been painted went in the recycling bin. The rest of it just went in the bin. I'll say, depending where you are, Griffin, I'm guessing stateside. In that case, I'd probably go for either the Mobius or the AMT. If you're European, probably go for the Italeri. It'll be cheaper. It's one of those things where it just costs. I mean, what would be a $20 AMT kit in the States is £35-40 over here. They're normally just slightly cheaper than, say, the Tamiya kit, and the Tamiya kit is just leaps and bounds ahead in terms of quality, detail, fit, everything. But certain things will only be made by certain manufacturers. So I'd go. I'm not actually sure which I'd go, AMT or Mobius. And if Revell do one, it's probably a reboxing of either the A&T or the Mobius. So go with which one you like the look of, because, or if there's one that is the truck that your uncle used to drive, then go for that one. But I mean, none of them are going to be the greatest of kits. I will just warn you of that to start with. I mean, and again, all depend how much you're looking at spending, because if you've got some cash burning a hole in your pocket, then one of the Tamiya 112 RC ones, you know, they're expensive, but even just built as a static model, they do look very cool. I had the King Hauler, which was basically an old Kenworth, was it, or an old Mack? One of them. But I painted up as the lorry from Duel. That looked cool. I mean, it was about 18 inches long. Yeah. Yeah, as I say, but I mean, you know, back in the day when I was working in the model shop, I got all sorts of things for all sorts of silly prices. Which really used to annoy the owner, the fact that I could get stuff cheaper than he could get it. Yeah, I mean, as I say, some model kits are stupidly expensive. If you really want to have a laugh, take a look at model factory hero kits. But then that's less of a model kit and more of an engineering exercise. You know, when they do a model kit that the engine works, as it were, you turn the crankshaft and all the pistons go up and down inside the engine. Although the fact that you can't actually see inside the engine to see the pistons moving, and why you would want to do that, I have no idea, but you know. Oh dear. All right, one last ciggy and then I'll have to be off. So I've got stuff to do, and nap time with Mary in about 25 minutes. So, and the reason I am smoking more is Mary's been around most of the day, and so I only go outside to smoke. So I only had a couple when she was around, and I've switched to the ultra slim filters now, which means yeah, have fun with them, amateur. Go for it. I'll say if you want any hints or tips, I've got a whole bunch of modeling videos on my channel, from basic 101 all the way through to weathering and soldering photo etch and all that kind of stuff. Mostly in the How I Do playlist. I called it How I Do rather than How To, because the way I do it might not be the way everyone else does it. And if I say how to and someone says it didn't work, yeah, I don't know. So it's good fun. But as I say, I mean, start out small and simple. Don't now jump out and go and get something like what Mary's got me today, because you know, I'm not saying that you couldn't build it. You probably could quite happily, because it's a damn good kit, and I know it'll fit well. But no, 1,200 parts, and it doesn't actually look an overly complex tank. Although I will, for any modelly type people or anyone interested, I will do a kit review of it during the week and get that up on my channel. Yeah, so this is it. It's YouTube to me is something I do because I enjoy. I like to think at least more modeling videos, because I'm confident enough in talking about that kind of stuff that I can do tutorials and things quite easily. I hope at least each video, like, someone learns something or something helpful. The fish videos, yeah, I mean, they're mainly just channel updates or, oh, look what shininess I just got. No, like, this is what's happening in this tank, this was happening in that tank, or, you know, that kind of thing. Or rants. But, you know, as time goes by and I get more confident with these things and get the science and the words right in my head, and so I think something and the right thing comes out, then I'll start doing how I do's and whatever on fish keeping. Because currently, you know, my how I breed fish is I put them in a tank. Sometimes they breed, sometimes they don't. give them the kind of environment they like, enough food, and they tend to breed. Actually, has that got side skirts? I don't think it has. No, it hasn't got side skirts, so I'll actually have to do all the tracks on that as well. Cool. That's another couple of 100 bits to stick together. Well, I say, I mean, once I get to the monetization point on the channel, yes, I will take a jump and I will do it. Much as it's frowned on in the modeling community for someone to dare to try and make a few pennies out of a hobby. But I'm not looking at it in like using things to get like the right tags and the right thumbnails and all this to try and attract. I just put the stuff out there. If people watch it, they watch it. If they don't, they don't. Obviously, if I was getting 0 views, I'd stop putting stuff up. Now, if I didn't have people tuning in for a live stream, now if it was just me sat here waiting for people to turn up for 2 hours, 40 minutes, I wouldn't do it. You know, I do it because I enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it. I don't see it as I'm doing YouTube to make a living or to earn money or whatever. And any money I do make from this, whether it be PayPal, super chats, advertising, whatever, when I get there, you know, I'll probably just plow back into keeping fish and buying model kits. I mean, the chances of me ever making enough money out of YouTube to be able to live on are 0. How was that? Exactly. The FXB17, yeah, it's not a bad kit. Goes together okay. No real seam issues or gaps or any problems. The lower ball turret was a bit of a pig to get in, but I probably should have put that in before I sealed the fuselage up. The main downside would be that most of the guns have to go in before, no, they glue in from the inside on the glass or wherever they're mounted. So you kind of have to put them in, and then they're sticking out and very delicate. So when it comes to painting and things like that, you've got to be a bit careful. Yeah, it went together fine. I mean, no, not a huge amount of interior detail, but it's Airfix and it's a 172. There's not a huge amount of glass, and most of it's curved, so you can't really see anything. Yeah, I'll say in 172, it's still a big model kit. It's a big plane, you know. It's one of those where it's, well, I mean, it's well over a foot wide and long, so, you know, The 148 is just going to get huge, and in 132nd it's just ludicrously large. Same with the Lancaster. I understand the company's releasing them, but I'm not sure why people would want. You're going to need a huge area to display it. And which is why I like the Wingnut Wings one, where they've done just the front section of the cockpit and the fuselage as a model kit. So you can just have that bit without having to have like a 3-foot wingspan on the damn thing that you've got to try and find somewhere to put it. And also the ludicrous price of them. I think I'd probably rather build a 135th Dora. It'd just be a case of finding enough grey paint to paint the thing. That's absolutely monstrous. Right. Anyone else got any questions or anything they'd like to know or talk about before I disappear off? Because I'm at the point where I'm going to have to go and drain the vein very shortly anyway. And if not, I'd just like to say thank you for everyone for turning up and for sticking around. If you've stuck around for nearly 2 3/4 hours, God knows how. But well done. I hope you enjoyed your nap. And wish. Not koi. No, I've caught koi, and I've got goldfish in the pond, but I've never actually kept them before. But you know, the place I used to fish had them swimming around in. Plenty of. I think the biggest I caught was 12 pound. No, I mean, did used to have crucian carp in the pond, and they're very pretty little fish. Yeah, thank you very much, Sand Creek. Merry Christmas to you too. And on that bombshell, I will say there's a couple of short videos of the pond up on the channel, Amateur Aquatics. The one where I had to change it all out because it was leaking and the new liner going in. I'll get round to doing another one at some point. Hi Dan, how you doing? Turn up just as I'm about to disappear off. You're getting good at that. Anyway, so yeah, enjoy your fish keeping, your model making, and your Christmas. New Year if I don't see you before, though I will be going live again on Sunday, same time, same place. Peace out. Rock on. Bye-bye.